Morning guys, Dave Northeast Edible. I recently did a video about getting free wood chips from tree companies in your area and had a couple questions come in about what to look for with free wood chips and is it actually really worth it. So if we pan back here, this pile is about 20 yards. So if you get wood chips from like by the bag from a store, this is going to be a couple $100 very easily. The thing about the wood chips from the store, or even from like a bulk wood chip buy, they'll be a couple $100. You're going to look at all this is going to be dyed wood, triple shredded. So this stuff right here, a lot of it's really fine, but a lot of it's a little bit thicker than what you'd get at a store. You're gonna have like bag stuff. You're gonna have branches in there. There's a bunch of leaves in here too. But I don't know if you could see it very well, but there's heat coming off of this stuff. It's kind of decomposing as it sits here, which is basically will kill off any. It's basically composting itself. Which will make, by the time I get through all this, it'll make the stuff on the bottom of this pile basically compost, and there'll be a bunch of earthworms in there, which is cool. So is it worth it? For me, it definitely is. I use a lot of wood chips in basically everything I plant out here, and basically go or chemical free, so no Roundup, no sprays, no herbicides. So I basically use weed barriers, which for the most part is mulch and some cardboard underneath, and that's about it. And I hand pull weeds, and a lot of the stuff I use goes unweeded from time to time and gets a little out of control, but that's what I do. What to each its own. But just wanted to show you what you can get. This stuff is pretty good. A lot of people highly value free wood chips from tree companies. But one thing you do want to look out for is, as we pan over here, look out for pests and diseases in this wood. Any funguses, any, like, a lot of trees around here are being cut down because of the ash borer, the ash beetle, I guess it is, and not necessarily. It basically only affects ash trees, but it's not you don't really necessarily want to be spreading those bugs all over the place. I don't really have a lot of ash trees around here, and that insect is already in this area, which is why tree services are dealing with it. But if you're getting something from a tree service and you ask them, and they're kind of you ask them if this tree's been affected with anything, if the chips I'm getting is filled with any bugs or anything, and they're suspect to answer, or they kind of step around it, that's someone you probably don't want to get wood chips from. You want someone that's open and honest, say, hey, this batch of chips you don't really want because it's infested with such and such a bug. So look out for those. Those are kind of the questions you want to ask. What was the tree? The species might not matter to you, but you look for other for trees that are susceptible or are being cut down in your area because there's an infestation in the area. Then you want to kind of steer away from that stuff. But as far as is it worth it if you get just clean chips, I love it because I'm getting the small wood, which is basically the branches, and that's great for fungal growth, and that's great for your soil, and it's great for keeping down the weeds, and it's a waste product for these tree trimmers, and I look at it as a beneficial product for me. So I'm basically reusing a waste product that people are going to discard or throw away or try to find someplace else to get rid of, and I'm using it for my benefit and for the plant's benefits and for the environment's benefits. So it's a win-win-win for me, if you ask me. But you got to look at your case individually and see what works for you guys. So Dave, Northeast Edible, keep those questions coming. And if you have a chance to get free wood chips, ask yourself a couple questions, ask the tree service a couple questions, and before you get a big load of chips like this, go ahead and do your research, do your due diligence, and see if it works for you. Dave, Northeast Edible, subscribe to the YouTube channel, email list, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.